Hi everyone, it's Jenny here from The Bear and the Fox. I'm back today with another great roundup of our favourite picture books, and today it's all about Halloween. So let's get started. I'm really excited about today's episode because Halloween is one of my favourite times of the year. What many people don't know is that Halloween actually originated from the Celtic traditions in Scotland and Ireland, and not, as is commonly assumed, from America. So here in Edinburgh we like to fully embrace Halloween, and I'm really excited to share some of our favourite Halloween books with you that we have collected over the years. I'm going to start with a book for the very little ones. B is for Boo is a board book full of beautiful illustrations. Despite its name, it actually starts with A is for Apple, then B is for Boo, and it goes all the way through the alphabet to Z is for Zombie, and the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous in this. Book number 2 is a classic, Julia Donaldson's Room on the Broom. We've got the board book edition, which is perfect for the very little ones, but it also comes in a paperback edition. I don't know if this book needs much introduction, it's so well known. It follows a witch and her cat who fly around on her broomstick, and the witch keeps losing things, and various animals help her to find the things that she loses and join her on the broomstick. Eventually, the broomstick gets too heavy and breaks apart, they all fall down, and the witch has a very hairy encounter with a dragon, but her newfound friends come to save the day, and all is well that ends well, and they end up flying away on a fantastic new broomstick. So that's Room on the Broom in a nutshell. It's a classic and not just for Halloween. Next up is a really lovely book, particularly for young children who are maybe new to the concept of Halloween. Herbert's First Halloween features a super cute little pig called Herbert. It's his first Halloween and he's a bit unsure about all the scariness and the spookiness until his dad tells him that when he was a little boy he dressed up as a cowboy for Halloween, because it doesn't have to be spooky or scary if you don't want to be. So Herbert warms up to the idea of Halloween, and his dad helps him to make a tiger costume, and they end up going trick-or-treating together, and Herbert has a really great time. Another thing I really love about this book is that it features a dad making the Halloween costume for his son. So it actually shows him measuring up Herbert and sewing his costume, and those are things that more often than not mums are shown doing in picture books. So I think it's really great that it's a dad doing them in this one. So Herbert's First Halloween is a great introduction for children who are maybe experiencing their first Halloween. Next up is another book featuring a super cute pig and also a super cute pug, Pug and Pig Trick or Treat. This is a story about two friends, one who really loves Halloween and can't wait to go trick-or-treating, and the other who doesn't like Halloween at all and really doesn't want to dress up. But in the end, they do find a compromise and a way that they can both enjoy Halloween together, and they go out and they have a lovely night together. This book does not have a lot of text, so it's another one that's particularly good for younger children who maybe have a bit of a shorter attention span. Next up is a fun interactive book. It's also called Trick or Treat. This was sent to me by my friend Amanda, who runs a great independent online children's bookshop, and Amanda sent this to me to review with my boys, and it comes with a little torch on the inside, and you can take out the torch and oops, I don't know if you can see that. A little light comes on, so it actually works. The story follows a brother and sister who go trick-or-treating, and the whole book is in black and white. So what you have to do is you take the torch and you shine it on the white bits, and additional images appear. Now, it's not really working right now because it's too bright, so you just have to trust me on this. It really does work. This is a great book to read at bedtime with the lights dimmed a little, because the darker it is, the better you can see the pictures that appear when you shine the torch on it. My boys absolutely love this book, especially my little one who is almost 4. Every day since this book has arrived in the post, when he's come home from nursery, instead of begging to watch Paw Patrol, he has been asking, can we do the Halloween book? So I would say this is definitely a winner. I will pop a link to Amanda's shop in the notes below, and if you hop over to my blog, you can also pick up an exclusive discount code to use in Amanda's shop, so I will put the link to that in the notes as well. Next up is another classic. It's Janet and Alan Albert's Funny Bones. This is a story about a family of skeletons who decide to go out for a walk one night to scare people, and it's full of great illustrations. Here they are heading outside. It's got lots of repetition, which is great for kids. My boys have pretty much memorized it, and it's got lots of great illustrations, and our favorite bit is when the dog accidentally ends up in a pile of bones. But don't worry, they managed to put them back together. So Funny Bones gets a big thumbs up from us. Moving on from skeletons to ghosts, Ghost in the House is a new book in our Halloween collection this year, and it's a counting book, counting up from 1 to 5. It features a little ghost who hears lots of strange noises in the house he's in, and he goes around and he meets lots of other spooky Halloween creatures, a mummy and a monster and a witch, and then there's a fun little twist at the end, which I'm not going to give away. So this is a great book for kids who are learning to count, and the illustrations in this are really, really lovely too. Next up we have The Halloweener. This book may have a very cheesy title, but it is fantastically funny, and it features a sausage dog called Oscar, which is another reason we really love it, because my older boy is called Oscar and we thought that was really funny. It actually starts out as a little bit of a sad story because the other dogs always make fun of Oscar for being a sausage dog, and especially when his mum gets him a hot dog costume for Halloween. Oh, the shame. But Oscar is a really sweet little puppy who does not want to disappoint his mum, so he agrees to wear the costume for Halloween. And the other dogs are really unkind to Oscar, but in spite of this, Oscar ends up saving them and saving the day. So this is actually a great story about standing up to bullying and being the better person. And here they all are at the end. They've become friends and are celebrating Oscar as their Halloween hero. So that's The Halloweener. Next is another book featuring a ghost, the scariest book ever. Despite the title, this book is not actually that scary, but what it is really, really hilariously funny. It's one that we read on repeat at this time of year. The story features a little ghost who is really scared of going into the dark woods because nothing good has ever come out of the dark woods, and absolutely nothing is going to convince him otherwise. And it alternates between him being really scared and what we get to see as the readers that he doesn't get to see is all these cute things happening in between. Now, I don't want to give too much away because the way this book has been written is absolutely brilliant. So if you want to find out what is really happening and what donuts have to do with any of this, you will have to read this book to find out. And one other thing I wanted to show you is the absolutely gorgeous cover that is hidden under the dust jacket. So this is quite something, isn't it? So The Scariest Book Ever is one that you will not regret buying. Next, I have another couple of counting books for you. 10 Timid Ghosts is one that counts backwards from 10, and it features 10 ghosts that live in a haunted house, and along comes a witch and tries to scare them away because she wants to live there, but they end up getting the better of her. So that's 10 Timid Ghosts. And then I also have 10 Little Monsters, which also counts backwards from 10, and it features a whole range of monsters, and something happens to them one by one until in the end there's only one left, but it's fine because he finds all his little monster friends again and they have a fantastic Halloween party. There's actually a whole series of these books. So we also have 10 Little Pirates and 10 Little Dinosaurs, and there's loads of others too, and my boys really love these. So this is a great one to add to your Halloween collection. Bone Soup is another new book that I have added to our Halloween collection this year. It is a variation on the famous story Stone Soup, but in this case it's Finnegan here who starts cooking his bone soup. So he's got a bone and he goes on about how delicious this soup tastes, but how much better it would be if we added a couple of more things to it. So all the other creatures come running and add things like eyeballs and bat's wings and frog's legs, and they end up with a really tasty Halloween soup, and they all have a big feast together at the end. This book has quite a bit of text. It's a bit longer than some of the others, so maybe better for slightly older kids. So the last couple of books are ones that I have to admit I bought because they have absolutely stunning illustrations, but thankfully my boys really love them as well. So the first one is called Sir Simon Super Scarer, another book featuring a super cute ghost. You can see a bit of a theme emerging here. So Sir Simon moves into a house where he has to do all these ghost chores, which he really doesn't enjoy doing because he would much rather have time for his hobbies like cross-stitching and learning French. But one day a kid and his grandma move into the house and he tricks the kid into doing his chores for him. And it all backfires a little bit, and in the end they end up becoming friends. And it's just a really lovely book. It's full of fantastic illustrations. It's a really lovely Halloween story all about friendship. Next up we have a werewolf named Oliver James. It's quite nice to have a Halloween story that's not about ghosts or skeletons or witches. I think there should be more stories about werewolves. It features a boy called Oliver James who one day on his way home turns into a werewolf. He thinks this is absolutely amazing, but then he realizes that everybody is actually scared of him, which is not so great because they keep running away and leaving him all alone. So he's a bit worried about going home to his parents and what they will say, but there is a fantastic twist at the end of the story which I won't give away. You have to read this book to find out. Last but not least, we have How to Make Friends with a Ghost. This book is written a little bit like a manual. It's in 3 parts: Ghost Basics, Ghost Care, and Growing Together. This book features everything you need to know about being friends with a ghost, including things like bath time and taking your ghost to bed. And it is a little bittersweet towards the end. So in the section about growing together, it shows the little girl in the book getting older. So here she is as a mom and then as an older lady. And then at the very end, there is a picture of 2 ghosts in a graveyard. So she's obviously died, but it is absolutely beautifully written, beautifully illustrated, and it talks about being friends forever, even after the end. So this is maybe one for slightly older kids because of the subject of death, and also because it does have quite a lot of text in it, but it's absolutely beautiful. And Oscar, my older boy, who's almost 8, he has really enjoyed reading this. And that's all the spooky Halloween goodness I have for you today. You can find a list of all the book titles and authors over on my blog. I will pop a link to my blog in the notes below. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please do like this video and subscribe to my channel. I hope you all have a great Halloween, and I will see you next time. Happy reading. Bye!